Ukraine strikes deep, hitting Russia's war machine where it hurts most, from a blazing factory in Penza to a daring marine raid in Kherson. Trump's sanctions loom large, while Ukrainians fight for justice on the streets and the front lines. And in the chaos, a new US report exposes Russia's brutal tactics. This is The Gaze, breaking down the stories that matter. Stick with us and don't forget to follow our website, YouTube and socials for fearless reporting from the heart of the fight. Ukraine just landed a devastating blow deep inside Russia, torching a key military factory in Penza. On July 31st, Ukrainian forces struck the radio factory plant, a critical hub pumping out comms gear for Putin's war machine. Local telegram channels lit up with reports of massive explosions and thick black smoke choking the skyline. This isn't just a strike. It's a game changer, crippling Russia's ability to coordinate its brutal invasion. Social media exploded with videos of thick black smoke choking Penza's skyline after Ukraine's precision strike obliterated a key Russian military factory. The target? The radio factory, a lifeline for Putin's war machine, pumping out command centers and radio systems for Russia's tanks, jets and missiles. Andriy Kovalenko, Ukraine's disinformation chief, says this hit could paralyze Russia's frontline operations. Moscow's scrambling, even shutting down mobile internet to hide the damage. This is Ukraine hitting hard, and the world's watching. Ukrainian Marines pulled off a daring midnight raid on Tendry Spit in the Black Sea, smashing Russian defenses and planting Ukraine's flag on occupied soil. On July 28th, these elite scouts obliterated Putin's high-tech Umbrella electronic warfare system and Rosa radar, blinding Russia's grip on Kherson. This isn't just a win, it's a bold signal. Ukraine's taking back its land, one fearless strike at a time. Get ready for exclusive footage of Ukraine's elite Stugna unit in action. In the icy fields near Pokrovsk, Donetsk, these special forces warriors storm Russian positions with pinpoint precision, wiping out occupiers in a high-stakes winter assault. Armored vehicles roll, bullets fly, and Ukraine's flag rises. This is modern warfare, raw, relentless, and led by Ukraine's fearless fighters. Watch now to see how they're breaking Putin's grip, one battle at a time. A bombshell U.S. Army report rips into Russia's war tactics in Ukraine, and it's brutal. Putin's forces are stuck in Soviet-era playbook, throwing endless waves of troops into slaughter, banking on numbers over brains. But don't be fooled. They're adapting, wielding drones to snipe targets and high-tech jammers to cripple U.S.-supplied HIMARS and GPS-guided weapons. Yet Russia's chaos is crumbling against Ukraine's steel. While Moscow's recruits stumble in desperate assaults, some even on bicycles, Ukrainian fighters are carving through their lines, grinding Putin's so-called elite units to dust. Lone Russian soldiers, easy prey for Ukraine's deadly drones. To unpack this, I'm sitting down with a military expert who's seen 37 years of combat.
Yes, the answer is yes, because Russia is a big country.
Right.
And you know, I mean, we did exactly the same, you could say, in the desert with the Special Air Service, and in various other places where we put people behind the lines and did a lot of good strategic work, France especially. The question is, again, this has got to be part of a strategy, because it takes extremely brave and clever men and women to go behind the lines and actually, you know, destroy things and find intelligence. And a lot of them will go behind the lines and die. There isn't any question about that. But then, you know, should we be doing it? And the answer is yes. We probably are, and probably are doing more than any of us realize. But it must be part of a strategy, and it must be linked to this coherence of the overall plan to stop Russia being able to do something that they want to do by breaking up the system that allows them to do this.
Ukraine just crippled a lifeline of Putin's war, blasting a key railway hub in Salsk-Rostov. Andrei Kovalenko, Ukraine's disinformation chief, says this artery fuels Russia's frontline assaults. With it in ruins, Moscow's war machine grinds to a halt. This is Ukraine striking smart, choking Russia's invasion one bold hit at a time.
At night, the railway and resource base of the Russians in the city of Salsk were attacked. A key logistics hub is located there. Fuel, ammunition and equipment pass through it to the front in the Donetsk region towards the temporarily occupied Crimea and Zaporizhia. Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Center for Countering Disinformation of Ukraine on Telegram.
Russia's dodging sanctions, but Trump's rewriting the playbook. Senator Lindsey Graham fires back at Putin's boasts, vowing to slam massive tariffs on any country buying Moscow's oil and gas. With Congress rallying behind Trump, this bipartisan push could choke Putin's war funds, hitting his invasion where it hurts most.
Russia, you are right about sanctions. You have avoided them and learned to live with them. What you obviously don't realize is that President Trump is changing the rules of the game and is going to impose tariffs on the countries that buy your oil and gas to support your war machine. Perhaps you should contact those countries soon to see if they are as casual about this as you are. Lindsey Graham, Republican senator, on social media X.
Hours after Trump's ultimatum to Putin, Russia unleashed hell on Kyiv, killing at least 31 and wounding hundreds in a merciless missile barrage. Rubble buries families, and Trump can't ignore this terror. Ukraine's capital reels, but its spirit stands unbroken, daring Moscow to face the world's wrath.
Yeah, we have about 8 guys. Yeah, we're going to put sanctions. I don't know that sanctions bother him. You know, they know about sanctions. I know better than anybody about sanctions and tariffs and everything else. I don't know if that has any effect, but we're going to do it. Europe is extremely upset, but this is a war that should have never happened.
Medvedev, Russia's ex-president, lashed out at Senator Lindsey Graham on X, vowing to spark war with the U.S. His unhinged rant, laced with bizarre jabs at India's economy, was translated and handed straight to Trump.
I don't care what India does with Russia. They can take their dead economies down together, for all I care. We have done very little business with India. Their tariffs are too high, among the highest in the world. Likewise, Russia and the USA do almost no business together. Let's keep it that way. And tell Medvedev, the failed former president of Russia who thinks he's still president, to watch his words. He's entering very dangerous territory. Donald Trump, President of the United States, on Truth Social.
If one wonders what is it, democracy, after all, one might want to look on what happened recently in Ukraine. A war, or the war, better said, is the implementation of Ukrainian national craving to be free. And all the fighting with criminal Russian imperialism on the front line became even possible for small Ukraine against big bully Russia because Ukrainian people have that national trait, hypersensitive to injustice. And when power tends to forget about it, people come out at the streets as a solid reminder, we are here and we are not to be forgotten.
One more thing. I spoke with NABU Director Simon Krivonos, SAPO Prosecutor Oleksandr Klimenko, Prosecutor General Ruslan Kravchenko, and Head of the Security Service of Ukraine, Vasyl Malyuk. We discussed various challenges, all of them. The anti-corruption infrastructure will work, only without Russian influence. It needs to be cleared of that, and there should be more justice. Of course, anti-corruption infrastructure will work, and it is important that the Prosecutor General is determined to ensure that in Ukraine, the inevitability of punishment for those who go against the law is actually ensured. This is what Ukraine really needs. The cases that have been lying dormant must be investigated.
Ukrainians saw the president's anti-corruption law as a threat to the Anti-Corruption Bureau's independence, a potential shield for the powerful. True or not, that's not the point. What matters? Zelensky listened. Amid war's horrors, Russian shells killing kids nightly, young Ukrainians hit the streets with cardboard signs demanding justice. Their voice roared, proving democracy thrives. President Zelensky just locked in a win for Ukraine's democracy, signing a law to restore full independence to the Anti-Corruption Bureau and Prosecutor's Office. Barely 2 hours after Parliament's vote, he acted fast, proving Kyiv hears its
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine today. Join us now.
people.
I have just signed the document and it will be published immediately. These are guarantees for the proper independent functioning of our anti-corruption agencies and all law enforcement bodies in our country. It is the right decision. It is very important that the state listens to public opinion. Ukraine is a democracy. There is no doubt about it. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine.
From Ukraine's game-changing cyber attacks to the streets of Kyiv demanding democracy, one truth stands tall. Ukraine's fight is shaking Putin's empire, but the clock is ticking and the world is watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments, share the truth and stay locked in with the gaze for more frontline updates.